Hello, everyone. This morning, let's do a little analysis on how the gold price will move. In our session yesterday, I spent some time analyzing the market trends with all of you, and we concluded that gold would likely continue its downward decline. Based on that technical outlook, we decided to place those short entry orders right at the 4,100 level, and we set our target take profit zone to be somewhere around the 4,025 mark, or even as low as the 4,000 level. That's the zone we're expecting. As you can see, yesterday I analyzed with you that we would open a short position on gold at the 4,100 zone with a take profit at 4,025 to 4,000. Currently, it has dropped to 4,054, which means we've gained nearly 50 points, and gold is still continuing to move. So, what is our outlook for this morning? All right, let's analyze together this morning. As I analyzed in yesterday's video about gold, we can clearly see that the asset is in a downtrend characterized by lower highs and its upward momentum remains quite weak. We can observe that its primary support zone is located between 3,975 and 4,000, suggesting a cautious outlook. That's a pretty strong support area. And we can see that every time it drops to this strong support zone and bounces back up, the rebound is quite weak. It is still forming a structure of lower highs on the daily candle. Yesterday, I shared with everyone that we would open a short position on gold at 4,100. Following up on this morning's market outlook for July 28th, we expect to see gold prices moving even further down. Our primary targets remain completely unchanged. Our first target for gold is 4,025 and our second target is 4,000. So in this morning's outlook, we can see that gold is still in a downtrend. Yesterday, on July 27th, we analyzed that in this area, the conditions were sufficient for gold to continue declining. After it formed a bearish candlestick, we entered a trade at 4,100. That was an extremely good entry. At this point, we can see on the H4 time frame that there is very strong selling pressure, and we expect this candlestick to close as another red candle, continuing downward to retest this bottom. If the momentum is stronger, it could retest the $4,000 area. This morning's outlook is that gold will continue to decline. We are expecting it to return to this area, which is to retest this bottom, and if it goes deeper, that would be the $4,000 zone. If the momentum is strong, it could retest this wick. That is the $3,970 area. This morning, we can see that gold is still declining, so it's still moving towards the entry zones we want, which are $4,025, $4,000, and $3,975. So we wait to see if it comes down to the $4,025 area. If it holds at this area, we will look for reversal candlestick patterns on the H1 time frame. For example, if it comes down to this area, $4,025, and retests this bottom and a bullish candlestick pattern forms like this, then we will open a position. That means at this point, we are currently short. So the view is still short, which means it will continue to execute its short trades down to these bottom areas, $4,025 or $4,000 or $3,975. So we need to see at which of these three areas it will hold. For example, if it drops to the $4,025 area, which is this bottom, and there is a reversal candlestick pattern, we need to understand the different types of candlestick patterns. Candlestick patterns are only effective at support and resistance zones, and these patterns serve the purpose of reversing the trend. If a candlestick pattern appears, it means the trend will reverse and go up again. For example, at a support zone, the trend will rise again when a reversal candlestick pattern forms. At a resistance zone, when a candlestick pattern appears, it confirms that the downtrend will continue. Just like yesterday, when we analyzed at the 4,120 zone, this was its resistance area and it formed a reversal candlestick pattern. That was a bearish candlestick on both the H1 and H4 time frames, and we saw that it dropped back down to the bottom. Or before that, it formed a bullish candlestick pattern right at the support zone, and we saw it move up. And now we will wait for gold to retest the 4,025 zone. If it holds well there and forms a reversal candlestick pattern, there are many types of reversal candlestick patterns. It could be a bullish candlestick, it could be a hammer, or it could be a dragonfly doji or a pin bar or other types of candlestick patterns, then we will see it rise again. That would be the time for us to open a long position. This morning, it is still in a downtrend. So the outlook is still short, and we will only open a long position if the trend reverses when a candlestick pattern forms at the 4025 zone, or at 4000, or at 3975. Among these three zones, whichever one holds and forms a reversal candlestick pattern, that will be the time for us to open a long position. Suppose it drops down to the 4025 zone and forms a reversal candlestick pattern, confirming that the buyers have gained the upper hand. Then we will look to open a long position. At that point, we will set our stop loss just below this lower zone at 4,000. If it comes down and breaks through this zone, testing the $4,000 area, then we wait for a reversal candlestick pattern at this spot. For example, right here. That means we see a green candle, and the second candle confirms it. That is a candlestick pattern indicating a reversal, showing that the buyers have regained control. At that point, we can open a long position here, and we need to set a stop loss a bit below this area. Or if it continues to break through this area, then we have to wait for it to test this next zone. Please note, this is a pretty strong support zone on the daily candle, and it's unlikely to be broken. If we see it break the 4,000 zone, then it will drop to this 3,975 area. Then we just wait. If it holds well here and forms a reversal candlestick pattern, then we open a long position at this spot, not at the 4,000 zone or the 4,025 zone. So how will we cut at that point? We will cut below this area, which is around 3,950. At this point, we just wait because we are not shorting, and we already entered a very nice short position yesterday. We have to keep waiting for it to reach the take profits we want and see which zone it can hold. With these three bottoms, we'll see which one holds, and then we'll open a position. Yes, at this point, we just wait. So we can clearly see that gold is still currently in a structure where the highs are consistently getting lower, and down here is a very significant and pretty strong support zone. So most likely, if we decide to open long positions at these three specific zones, 4,025, 4,000, and 3,975, if we can open positions at these zones, where should we take profit? We could take profit on a reversal backup. The first take profit target is at these peaks, which are 4,080, and the second take profit target is 4,120. Why do we take profit like this? Because it's still in a lower high structure on the H4 or daily candles. This time it's likely to come back up, but it will be lower than this peak, which is around 4,080 or 4,120, matching this peak. That's my outlook on gold for this morning. If you find this helpful, please subscribe to the channel and give me a like. Click the notification bell to receive new videos every day. Thank you, everyone.